These Rock Band downloadable content reviews are done by Xygni.
Hey, it's me again. And you can hear me now!
The power of equality.
The Power of Equality has a very fun chart for the most part. It's got this really interesting main riff that I've really never seen before. I can't remember ever seeing anything like it. Where it's yellow, blue, and then you go up, and then you just hit red, orange. And it's pretty fun. And then it kind of slows down a bit, but it's still fun for the most part. And it's got a really lame solo. But its downside is it's really repetitive, and you're just constantly playing the same thing over and over, albeit even if it's fun. So, because of its repetitiveness, I'm gonna have to give it a 7.
Power of equality is okay. There really isn't a lot going on in it. I mean, you just do kind of the same thing over and over again. But it sounds pretty funky, and, you know, it's not that bad. There are worse songs even on this album. I would give it a 6. Peanut butter.
If you have to ask, well, really, if you have to ask, I found it to be really repetitive and not really that fun. This is the guitar, chicka bow, chicka bow, chicka bow, bow. Like, that's not fun. I don't like playing that. I don't like playing that on real guitar. And it's really the same thing over and over again. And I really not a big fan of repetitiveness. Getting tired of using that word here already. But it has a really fun solo. The solo's I really enjoyed it. And so because of that, I guess it kind of evens out in my mind to a 5.
I like this song a lot, actually. It was pretty fun. There's some really cool, stuff happening on, like, the hi-hat, and then there's one part that's kind of awkward where it's like a hi-hat roll where you hit the snare every once in a while, but it's kind of offbeat, so you have to go like in pairs on the hi-hat, so it's like 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 instead of being like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. But yeah, I'd give it a 7.5.
Breaking the Girl is really repetitive, and it hurts my feelings because I love this song, and the guitar isn't that great. I mean, if you're learning the alt strum, this is a perfect song to learn how to alt strum. It's very easy, and you shouldn't have that many problems with it. It's a very great song to learn how to alt strum, but it's just the same thing over and over and over, and you can't really recommend it for that. As much as I love this song, it's just not that great in guitar. Guitar is not its strong point. So I gotta give it a 4. Sucks.
I freaking love this song. And the drums, even though I wasn't expecting much, turned out to be pretty fun. Because there's these weird, like, tom drum rolls where you go... Not exactly like that because I can't make the noises, but you know what I mean. You can see it there. There's some interesting other stuff thrown in, and it's overall a really fun song, although it does get a little bit repetitive. I'm giving it a 7.5. Funky Monks!
Funky Monks, which sounded pretty awesome actually, is pretty enjoyable. I mean, it's mostly chords, but they have these hammer-on pull-offs that are in between the chords that keep it really interesting, and it's a very funky song. I enjoyed it very much. I don't know why. Guess great chart help probably, but it's pretty fun. Pretty easy too, but pretty fun. So I'm gonna give it a 6 because I kind of enjoyed it. I didn't hate it completely. So yeah.
Funky Monks bored the hell out of me for the most part. There are like 2 drum fills that are kind of fun, and then there's, you switch over to the ride cymbal, Like, no other song does do that, which is kind of fun, I guess. But I almost fell asleep playing this song. I could not stand it. I'm giving it a 3.
Suck My Kiss has kind of got this groovy feel going on guitar. It's pretty easy for the most part, and I actually prefer this rather than the Guitar Hero 3 version. And what really gives this song its shine is its solo. Its solo is very tricky but also interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a 6 too, because I kind of enjoyed it. It was pretty fun.
Suck My Kiss was a pretty average song on drums. I mean, you do enough stuff in it to make it, like, kind of fun. And, you know, it is a great song, but you're pretty much just confined to the hi-hat and the snare going, like, same thing. Pretty much the whole song. It is, like, one of those songs on this album that's somewhere between, like, the funkadelic, soulful black people thing going on and the completely white soft rock. So, I mean, it's a pretty good song. I'd give it a 7. I Could Have Lied.
I Could Have Lied is really a welcome change of pace from the rest of the album so far. It's very easy, it's mostly chords, and it's very slow paced. But what really makes it shine are these incredibly fun solos that I really enjoyed a lot. Don't worry, it's not a solo where it's like, oh my god, what are the Skittles, followed by immediate hard-on type of crap. It's just really fun stuff. And I really enjoy it overall. So I'm gonna give it 7 John Frusciantes out of 10.
I Could Have Lied is a really, like, pretty song. It's great. It's really great. And if you're singing or even playing the guitar or bass, it's awesome. But drums are so boring. It's almost as bad as Silver, but I can't bring myself to give it a 1 because the song is just so enjoyable that you'll probably have more fun playing this than Silver. In fact, you definitely will. Nobody enjoys playing Silver. Sliver, I don't even remember what it was called because I hate it so much. I'm going to give this a 2. I guess this is what heroin will do to a person.
Mellowship Slinky in B major is an awesome song. However, guitar is not so awesome. I didn't really like it too much. It's really just mostly single notes, and then it's got kind of this tricky chorus that really shouldn't mess you up too much. I didn't find it too tricky. Others might, but not me. And then it just kinda doesn't really go up anywhere from there. It just kinda stays at the same pace. And I really didn't like it too much on guitar. It's not that great, which kinda disappointing. But it's not a strong point, so I gotta give it a 4.
Mellowship Slinky, which is an awesome song name, by the way, is one of those songs on this album that reminds me of those Zatarans commercials that are always on TV. It's really funky sounding, and it's pretty fun on drums. You do a lot of like switching between like the hi-hat and the snare going, and that's pretty cool. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. This is the end of side 1. To continue listening, please flip the tape to side 2.